Ngami is actually one of the lakes in the Okavango Delta, which actually receives its source of water from the Okavango. So actually, Lake Ngami pick up these water bodies and store it within the lake. It doesn't actually send it anywhere, but its main source is from the Okavango Delta. And with this, we're able to, what we want to do is to use how we can actually monitor this, the extent of the water within the lake, and also see its impact on the nature of the environment around it. The lake actually provides as an area for fishes and also commercial purposes within that area. So livestock actually depend on this water body that we have, that's the Lake Ngami. So the main purpose is to use the Earth elevation data to do monitoring of the Lake Ngami over the years and see what are some of the results that we'll be able to generate. And with this, we are going to use two different products. One is going to be focused on the water observation from space, which actually is an historical data built on top of Landsat 8 at the resolution of 30 meters. And with this, we're going to use the WOfS to analyze the Lake Ngami, what you see on the left side of my screen, using the water observation from space. Okay, so this is the assessment of the water observation from space, and actually this is from 2013 up to 2019. So within the water summary, you notice that the lake is very large, but only a few areas have been experiencing water. And from 2013 to 2019, you notice that the deep blue means that only a small portion has been observing water, but the green area, the yellow, the red, and the pink, they observe less water. And as you use it to compare between, that means the lake has actually dried up, very dried up for that particular area. And on the left side is we have the all-time summary from 2013 to 2019. And what the all-time summary is, that it actually gives us, let us know the occurrences of the water from the particular years that we have. So in notice of looking at the expanse of the lake and just observing a small portion of it, just receiving water over a period of years is actually worried, because we actually know that animals and species that depend on this water body will also suffer. And even if, because fishes are also in this water body, and the water body also serves as a source of food for the fishermen around. And right now, no water is coming between a period of year. You can actually see how this is actually affecting the people living around it. And this is the result that the water observation actually is showing between 2013 and 2019. So one of the best, another best way to also show this is also to use other satellite imagery or other indices within the satellite imagery. And what we have here is the NDWI from the Landsat 8. Landsat 8 started from 2013 and be able to develop the yearly water extent for the Lake Ngami from 2013 up to 2021. So the animation that you are seeing here is the amount of water that has actually been observed by the lake from 2013 to 2021. And if you look at it clearly, you notice that between the period of 2014 coming, the lake actually had a lot of water in it. But from 2018 going, the lake started depreciating in size per quarterly. So right now the lake has vanished in 2019, 2020, there's no more lake during this period. So having the Earth observation system on it is actually able to help us do the monitoring of this lake from the sky without actually visiting the area to know how the impact is actually going on. So this is the water assessment that we use, that's to be able to measure the spatial extent of Lake Ngami, that's of the water body. And this to simply use the MNDWI algorithm to work on that. Aside that, we also use another satellite image, that's a Sentinel-2 image, using the same procedure of the MNDWI to do the measurement of the water body. And this one started from 2017 sorry, 2016 December, that's quarterly measurement, up to 2021. With this one, it's actually helping us to monitor the spatial extent of the water body using Sentinel, and this is actually quarterly. From here, you can actually notice that within 2017 coming, we had some water being observed. But when we reach the drought period, that's from 2019 up to 2020, the water body actually vanished. And within those periods, just imagine what actually happening to these species that depend on it. And not only that, the human beings also around that depend on this water body. And having this spatial picture of the image and the extent of how the water body is actually moving, it actually gives us an idea of how we can plan to save this lake before the lake vanishes completely. And not only are you able to give you the pictorial view, but also you're able to plot the sizes, they give you the extent in terms of area. So this is based on Sentinel-2. So from 2017, you notice that the size of the water body was 80 kilometers square, but as time goes on, it started depreciation in size. And in 2018, it rises up a little bit, but it wasn't the same as the previous years in 2017. Then the size of the water body started decreasing again as the time moved on. In 2019 to 2020, there was a serious drought, and the water body, the area of the water body is actually zero. So that means there wasn't any water body within these 2 years. And you can actually see it from this image that we have here from 2019 to 2020. You notice that there hasn't been any water body for that particular area. Then from 2020, it started rising up again. But the rising up actually didn't go up as it was in its previous state. So what were some of the factors that actually contributed to this? To be able to measure these things, because the Lake Ngami actually, a source of water comes from the Okavango Delta, the next step was to try and see the amount of rainfall data that actually comes to Lake Ngami by using the catchment area of the Okavango Delta. So what you see here is the total precipitation on the left and the water body area on the right. So the blue color is actually the total precipitation, that's the rainfall that they experienced throughout the year from 2013 to 2021. And the red color actually is the size of the water body over the particular years. So you notice that the water body area starts from 200, and the precipitation actually is about 750 km. And you can actually see that they actually have, within the year, they have a high peak raining season before we go to the low one. And from 2017 can realize that the rainfall, 2018 can realize that the number of rainfall actually started decreasing, and that actually caused the Lake Ngami not receiving an enough water to fill its basin for that particular area. And we use the ER5 data set for it to be able to do this monitoring. Then aside this, we wanted to identify 2 areas in which we had the maximum and the minimum water. And from this, we realized that we had the maximum water in 2016, and we also had the minimum water in, that's for the Landsat data. We had the maximum water in 2016, and you have the minimum water in 2016, and we have the maximum water in 2020. So from the graph, you notice that in 2016, water was observed, but 2020, there wasn't any water observed in it. Also, 2 selected years was chosen to actually see if we get something to actually find a comparison between it. And those 2 years was 2019 and 2020, the same month, which was in March. And as you can see, within 2 different years, that's 2019 and 2020, 2019, there was an amount of water there, but in 2020, all the water actually lost within the lake. So if you look from the legend, you notice that here we have water to no water within the lake. And this is also an assessment of the water body from the satellite imagery, that Sentinel-2, that was captured in 23rd August 2021. And actually showing the variability of the lake water in Lake Ngami. And still using the MNDWI, you actually see the water body of that same period that was captured. So looking at the results you are getting from the satellite imagery in monitoring this in monitoring the water extent for Lake Ngami, we notice that the effect of climate change is actually affecting this water variability. And a lot of species are actually depending on this. Even the humans who settle around those areas are going to depend on this. So with this, we actually have to see that the usage of the Earth observation data set is very, very, very important to be able to help us make meaningful decisions for the coming year. So having these results, we'll be able to present it to policymakers for them to actually engage with stakeholders within this area. Not only is this thing for the Lake Ngami, but any water body within the African continent will be able to use this system to do the monitoring, just as we did for Lake Ngami. And once we're able to do that, the great thing is not only are we going to preserve our natural resources, but also we would be able to also save lives and also increase our economy and also save money. So with this, we try to leave no one behind, and with Earth observation data, you'll be able to implement this within it. So thank you very much. Okay, so this is where the presentation on the Lake Ngami on how to use the Earth observation data to monitor it ends. Doug, Dr. Kalebigili, please, do you have something to add to this?
Hello, no, it's fine. I want to know about the all-year average that you showed before for the water extent. The two images, they look the same. I don't know if it's a duplicate or probably it's a mistake.
Is it this one?
No, where you show the annual average and then the total for the all years. Yeah, this one.
Yes, yes. Yeah, they look the same. So one is actually counting the wet period from 2013 to 2013, and one is actually the water summary. They all look the same. But between the two different years, they look the same. So
no, that's fine. I just wanted to confirm it's okay.
Yeah, so so Doug, if you look at this one, the one where my mouse is, the one on the left, because you're actually trying to look at the all-time summary, you notice that there has been more reddish area here as compared to this area. So one is annually and one is the all-time summary. So I think the problem is with the date. I will change it so that it will conform with what you have. Okay, please, any other question in relation to the Lake Ngami, or if not even the Lake Ngami, any other area of interest that you would like to be able to apply this? Hello, Corey. Yeah, Corey.
Yeah, thanks a lot for the presentation. It was a nice presentation. Now, I was looking at the precipitation, that slide for precipitation and the water extent from the year, I think 2016 to present. Yes, and I kind of see that probably the precipitation is okay. Probably it was affected at around 2019, but it has been a bit consistent. When you look at the water body area, it has really reduced from the year 2014. So probably this could spike, or we could think of other things that might also might have affected the lake. Probably like water use. There was an increased water use. Probably we could start another research or study to see whether the number of crop fields around the Okavango Lake increased from the year 2014 to presently, so that you can have a look at the rivers which are bringing in water to the lake, if there are farms that cropped up from that time to present.
Okay, that's great. Well noted. Well noted, Kelly, for that. Okay, so I think this is an ongoing research which was actually being led by Dr. Kelly, and well noted on that. That could also be added to it to explain why although the rainfall was much higher, but the lake actually also started decreasing in size and diminishing. Thank you for that. Good. Please, any other question or comments into this?
Yes, I just want to also let Corey, who is the one who just talked, that, you know, there's a lag response in between the inundation period in the lake and the rainfall, because the rainfall is happening in December, and then the lake is going to be highest, the inundation is going to be highest around September. So it's like there's a lag. It's not like one-to-one like you see in the graph there.
Oh, okay, thanks, Doctor.
Okay. Okay, so thanks everyone.
But Edward, I will personally, I'll just have a look at that. Look at the lake also, and I'll also try and do some cropland masking. But I think you already did that. But I'll try and look at it from that year 2014 up to 2021. But it will take some time so that I see those increased water use for crops or for farms or emerging farming in the surrounding areas.
Okay, Corey, that's fine. Corey, please, this notebook can be located in the use case folder. If you open the use case folder, we have the water extent notebook. You can find, yeah, you can locate the notebook that you use for this one there to be able to utilize it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Corey. Okay, so please, any other question? Okay, if no any other question, thanks everyone for making time to join us this afternoon, evening, and yeah, this afternoon, evening, at wherever you are, to be able to go through some of the things that you can actually use the data set and the platform to actually monitor. Because we are in the season whereby these water bodies are actually drying up due to climate change and other activities. I believe having these resources at our hand could actually be helpful to help us to be able to do this monitoring. And Kelly, thanks also for the work that you are doing for the Okavango Delta to help preserve it.